Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Beth Chats Books. Now today's video is going to be my Strike Back Videoathon video. Now the Strike Back Videoathon has already started and it was created by 3 booktubers, Ben Sanders, G Swizzle and That Bookie, and I will link all of their original videos about this Strike Back Videoathon down below, so you can go and check them and the channel and the original videos about this Strike Back Videoathon there. It has, like I said, already started, and it's meant to be that booktubers consecutively post a video for 30 days because there's 30 days left before YouTube's changing of the monetization situation goes ahead. Now I can't do 30 consecutive days of videoing because I just don't have the time, but I thought this will be my Strike Back Videoathon video to show my support and to get involved, because I feel very passionately recently about the decisions on YouTube. So if you don't know, YouTube is changing its rules about how you can obtain money through your channel in the middle of February. It's changing the clauses. So now the 2 clauses are that you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 2 over 40,000 minutes of watch time, I believe. I will correct myself here if I've said that wrong, but I've been watching a lot of really big booktubers recently and they are not going to be able to get money off YouTube anymore because the minutes of watch time are ridiculous and they've got to have that 40,000 minutes within a 12-month period. And so a lot of big booktubers have been commenting about it on other people's videos. They've been posting videos saying how many minutes they get in a 12-month period, and these people will have way over 1,000 subscribers, maybe 5, 6, 10,000, and they're not eligible. So it's affecting a big amount of the booktube community. Obviously small booktubers like me will never get to that stage, so it is a bit disheartening when you started a channel. I mean, I've had my channel for 7 months now, and you don't ever start a channel because you want the money, but you want some kind of recognition and some growth from your channel. So to know that you're going to be ploughing onwards with the channel that's got this much of a chance of ever being successful and getting into the algorithms is quite disheartening. So I just wanted to do my bit to support booktube, and especially small booktubers, and say I support you. I want to raise awareness for small booktubers, so I just want to get involved. So I looked at the 30 suggested prompt questions to decide the one I wanted to do for this video, and I've decided to pick this one purely because a lot of the other questions just didn't seem applicable to me, and I didn't want to repeat books that I've already mentioned on this channel, so a lot of the questions would have just been repeating books that I've read in the last month or so. So I've decided to do number 7, so this should come up on day 7, so it's not officially come up yet by the time this is posted, but it will be. Classics that you would like to read this year is the prompt number 7, question number 7. So I'm going to do that one for you today. So without further ado, let's just get stuck into this video. So the majority of the books I'm going to show you are classic books from the Penguin Clothbound Classics collection. Now I know a lot of people have very controversial views about it because a lot of people that bought them when they first came out and got really excited about them have noticed a bit of wear and tear with their books. Now mine in general are in pretty good condition because I haven't read any of them yet. However, I definitely understand what you mean. The printing starts to come off the covers. So I'll show you what I mean when I start showing you some of the books. So the first book I want to show you is Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert. Now this one I was meaning to read a long time ago, so years and years ago I received this book from my auntie for my birthday, and somehow my sister ended up borrowing it and she lost it, so a couple of years back she got me this one in the kind of cloth bound edition. It's still in good nick, but if you can tell, the words of the author is starting to imprint, and at the back there's a little bit of damage there, but I haven't actually read the book and I haven't touched it very often. It's just been sat on a bookshelf, and I don't know whether they've discontinued them now as a series, but there is a little bit of issue with the quality. But aside from that, I really wanted to read it, and then like I said, I lost the edition and it's really been bugging me. So a few years back my auntie got me this edition and I really want to read this. I keep seeing a lot of people name this as quite high up on their classics list, so I really want to get to this one. Now before I go on with the video, my cat has just come into the room, so if you just noticed then that my cat was kind of getting near the camera, he loves the camera, he loves getting in the way of the camera, so if he kind of pops up I'll try and get rid of him. But I apologise, that's basically what it is, it's just a cat trying to headbutt the iPad, so I'll continue on with the video. So the next one that I'm going to pick is The Tenant of Wellfield Hall by Anne Bronte. Now, I really like this edition. This is one of my newest clothbound classics. So the last one I've had for a few years, and a couple of these I've had for a few years, or at least a year. But this one's very recent. Now, the reason I wanted this is recently, the Bronte sisters, there was an adaptation on the BBC of their kind of story and their relationship to their brother. And I love the Brontes, so I love Jane Eyre, I love Wuthering Heights, and I want to read more from Emily and Charlotte. But I realised that I've never really got round to reading anything from Anne, and a lot of people, this is one of their favourite of the Bronte collection. So I've decided that I really need to give Anne a go. So my auntie bought me this one so that I could get into it and really complete the collection, because I can't really say that I love all the Bronte sisters if I'm missing a sister. So I'm hoping to read this one very, very soon, because this one's, it's constantly been on my radar, something that I really need to go ahead and read. So there's that one. The next one I want to show you, I splurged quite recently in Waterstones and got this because I really want to read this. It's one of those books, again, that gets branded as a classic, and one that I think would be really up my avenue. So that is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I think I just absolutely butchered that. I'm really not good at pronunciation, I'm really sorry. But I really like this edition. I saw quite a few pretty editions in Waterstones and I thought, should I splurge on a really pretty edition if I don't know if I'm going to necessarily like it? I don't actually know that much about it, but this one was not that expensive and I thought it was quite a cute little paperback. So this isn't one of the cloth bounds, as you can tell, but the premise just sounded really good to me. I was going to sheepishly go on the back and read you the premise, but as you can tell, it's just a quote and a lady. But I love the illustrations on this book. I think it's beautiful. It is hefty. It's 700 pages with quite small font on this, as you can tell. So I don't know how speedily I'll get to this, but these classics are on my radar, and this year in 2018 I want it to be the year that I devour more classics. So having it here and putting it on this kind of classics book haul lets you know that I want to read it. So there's that one. The next two kind of go hand in hand. So these next two books I received last year, around this time last year, for my 21st birthday, because I'm a January baby. My birthday was on the 20th of January. So these are both very special to me in different ways. So the first one is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Now, I've only read one Austen before. I think it might be Mansfield Park is the one, because I kind of get them all a little bit confused in my head. Mansfield Park, that I had to read while I was studying my degree. But this one I've heard is really good. The reason they wanted to give me this one is because it has keys on it, and when you turn 21 it's kind of seen as a symbol to get a key. You're an adult now, and so they told me that they wanted to get this one because it's like them giving me the key. And they knew that I was collecting books from this collection at the time. So I really want to read this. This one seems quite short, a couple of 100 pages, so I could always get to this when I have a bit more time. But a lot of people love Jane Austen and I really haven't read enough of her. So I thought this was an opportunity and excuse to read some more of her. So hopefully in the next year I can get to this book as well as all the others that I've just mentioned. And then the next one is really, really special to me. Now this is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. And last year for my 21st birthday, my brother, who's a year younger than me, a year and 9 days, so his 21st is coming up pretty soon, he bought me this. And it's really special because he went to the effort to write a little message inside. So I'm just going to read you this because it's quite beautiful, and it was actually my favourite gift of my 21st because it had a lot of meaning. It was very special to me. So, to Beth, your own passion for literature has inspired me to widen the quantity of books I consume. Therefore, on your 21st birthday, it only seems appropriate that I return the gift by providing you with new material to discover. I hope you enjoy the read and treasure this novel for years to come. Love, your younger brother, Wesley. So I just love that. It's really special and really personal. And my brother knows how much of a kind of book geek I am, and he knows that this is one of these classics that I've really wanted to get to. But as you can tell with the way I'm holding it, it's absolutely massive and very intimidating. And I've heard that Tolstoy's literature can be quite confusing because there's so many different characters going on. So I really, really want to get to this, but maybe not in the next year. I don't know. I have quite a lot of books that I want to read this year. It's just really special that I've got a personal message, and this is a beautiful edition of this book. And this one seems to be in quite good nick, so hopefully I'll get to this at some point, but these are all classics, like I say, that I want to read, so it fits in the tag. And then the final one that I want to talk about is really actually very apt. Yesterday, so I'm filming this video and uploading it today, but yesterday was her birthday, and if you're a book nerd you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, and that is Virginia Woolf. So I had a bit of money on a Waterstones card a few months ago, and I wanted to buy this. Now this is a collection of all of her work, so it says down here, Room of One's Own, Mrs. Dalloway, To the Lighthouse, Orlando, and Between the Acts. So I don't think it has waves on here, but it basically has a big collection. Now, I'm usually against these big collections because the quality of reading is more difficult because it's all in one big edition. But I saw it and had a bit of money, and I thought, well, it's an excuse then, because I've got quite a few of her works. So then if I wanted to read A Room of One's Own, and then I wanted to go to Mrs. Dalloway, for example, or to the Lighthouse, I don't have an excuse to not get to it. So it was her birthday yesterday, and she is a heroine for a lot of literature and classic literature fans. She's someone that I guiltily haven't read anything from, and I really want to, so I bought this edition so that it would give me an incentive to read some of her works. Now I know especially, I think it's Mrs. Dalloway, that seems to be a particularly difficult one for people to read. I know she has a very unique style to her writing, in which there isn't commas or brackets or pauses. It seems to just go in one continuous stream of consciousness. I know some people find that quite difficult, but I really want to give her a go. I really want to read more classic female authors this year, especially with everything that's happened in the last year in the news and the media about women and women's situation. I feel it's more important than ever now to be reading female feminist texts and really getting to grips with female authors. And she's a very interesting female author because she did suffer a lot of mental health, and obviously she did end up committing suicide. So I'm just going to put it down because it's quite heavy. So I know that there's a lot of very important female stories out there. It's just my cat. Come on. Come on. So I know there's a lot of very important female stories out there, and I want to get to read them. So this is everything for the classics I want to read. As you can tell, I haven't promised explicitly that I'm going to read them this year, but these are ones that have been on my shelf for a couple of years, maybe a year, maybe a bit less, and I just wanted to haul them, to do the Strike Back Videoathon, to show my support, but also to show that I want to belong to the BookTube community and to actively support it. So I just wanted to do my bit today and get a quick video out to support the amazing Videoathon, because I think all three channels, G Swizzle, That Bookie and Ben Sanders, are amazing for starting this Videoathon. It's really helped all these small channels start to connect with each other, because when you start a BookTube channel, it is quite difficult to reach out to other booktubers, because unless they've had a certain amount of views, you don't kind of find them as easily. So the fact that other booktubers have helped me through Strike Back Videoathon and through Sunday shoutouts to find new channels, to start connecting with new people, has been amazing for my channel and for me to start making friends, and I'm sure for many other small booktubers. So it's amazing. I support you all. I love this community and I love reaching out and making new friends. So this has been amazing for small booktube at the moment. So just wanted to show my support. Thank you so much for watching. It's bye from me and it's bye from the cat. I'll just bring him over here so that you can say hello to him, since he's been trying to hog the camera light. So this is Archie. So say bye, Archie. Bye, BookTube. And I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye.